Today we welcome JC Harrison, Vice President of Products and Operational Services at Roeslein and Associates. During this episode, we look ahead to Metpack and what the industry can look forward to in terms of new innovations from Roeslein. But before we begin the episode, we must give special mention to our sponsors PPG. We're proud to partner with you and thank you for supporting the Metpack pod this past year. Their range of innovative and sustainable solutions enables its customers to protect and beautify the world. Now on to today's show. Morning, JC. How are you?
Good morning, Alex. I'm wonderful today. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Yeah, looking forward to Metpack, and the industry is certainly looking forward to a show that hasn't been on the agenda for the last 6 years for various reasons. But so I assume you guys have got plenty to talk about at Metpack. So without further ado, if that's probably the place to start. So what can the industry look forward to from Roeslein at the show?
Well, thanks for asking, Alex. I'm going to give you a few things that are important to not just Roeslein, but for me. I'm the Vice President of Operational Services and Products, and so I'm going to be talking to a few of the products. We're going to have we're going to have our TVs going with videos like everybody else, and a couple of the things that are going to be on those videos. One is the UVBC LED. So the industry has, most all customers have UVBCs that put the bottom coat on their cans to add mobility, and they've been traditionally the microwave time. And so Roeslein, over the last few years, we have an LED version of that UVBC, which gains a lot of sustainability, which a lot of our can makers are trying to lower their carbon footprint. But in addition to it being a highly sustainable product, it also gives the customers a much better uptime. These are the microwave units and the power supplies and everything else that goes along with these microwave units. They have a history of being problematic, and we're seeing virtually zero downtime with our new LED units, and so we're going to be promoting that. I think there are going to be a few customers there that we have that will probably come over and talk about the ones that they already have running. We'd be happy to introduce customers to other customers, and they can see, they can get the full story about these LED units themselves. It's one of the benefits of having these shows that the can making family can talk to each other about these types of things, and you can get some really good information about the good, the bad, the ugly on everything. But we're seeing some good things, and I really want people to talk about it and ask questions.
That sounds fantastic, and I'm also looking forward to visiting Roeslein Poland the week before the show. So obviously we had the acquisition with MCS technology back in 2019. So I suppose it's kind of not introducing the industry to the new consolidated group, but promoting the fact that Roeslein has significantly grown during the past few years.
Yeah, that was really important that we grew when we did. This is going to be my first international trip since COVID hit, and so I'm looking forward to come over there. But by having our manufacturing centers that we had done in Poland, but also the one we opened up in Brazil and the existing ones that we had in the U.S. and China, it really helped us to be able to continue to deliver everything that we needed to deliver to our customers by having these different manufacturing centers in different parts of the world. So that worked out really well. The Poland operation is taking off. It's really good. In the open house, we're going to actually assemble one of the spirals so people can see what a spiral looks like if they haven't had one in their plant, because that's also going to be featured at the show, because it still is filling a need in the industry to allow people to gain the accumulation between machines, yet still lower the amount of floor space needed in their production facilities.
Yeah, and in my research before doing the recording as well, I see that output has been increased by 74% as a result. So I assume this ensures that you can better serve your customers, particularly in Europe.
Yes, absolutely, we can. And of course, the technology continues to improve. We've got better control of these spirals. Before, everybody who's used spirals in the past know that they can be problematic if they're not controlled properly. So our controls groups and our technology groups have really done a good job on lowering the problematics of the spiral. So we're happy to promote these spirals because they've come a long way, and the industry still wants these.
And also with Pride Conveyance Systems, a sister company, I suppose you guys have had a lot of advancements in the conveyance industry. So it seems like there's lots to report on that side of things as well. Plenty of new updates to new innovation items.
Yes, glad you asked that question about Pride Conveyance, because we are going to be also featuring the new air doubling box. Pride has had a history in the can making world as providing the state of the art, the leading, whichever one you want to call it, air doubling box. Well, you know, and I know that these cans continue to get thinner and they get taller, and so the traditional air doubling boxes have had to have a technology rework, if you will. And so we will have a lot of information. We'll have people there at the show and also at the open house to fully explain exactly what the new technologies are in these air doubling boxes.
We interrupt this episode for a brief segment from our sponsors, PPG.
Packaging coatings from PPG draw on our company's 140-year history of innovation. We never stop improving our solutions to meet the evolving needs of can makers and the marketplace. That spirit of innovation results in technology like the cradle-to-cradle platinum-rated PPG Innovel Pro. PPG Innovel Pro is the latest enhancement to the world's #1 non-BPA beverage can coating. It still doesn't use any bisphenol ingredients, but experienced can makers report that it now sprays like an epoxy. Follow PPG Packaging Coatings on LinkedIn or visit packagingcoatings.com to learn more about why PPG is the coatings partner for can making excellence.
Just before I get on to another point with regards to your life cycle support, which seems like that's another string to the bow of Roeslein at the show, but is there anything at the event, sort of almost like extracurricular activities that you've got planned? I've noticed in the past you've had relationships with Carnal Metalbox and have done specific events. Is there anything that you guys are doing outside of the main exhibition services?
Well, I'm going to be attending a lot of those events that other people are putting on. I don't know for sure if Roeslein has scheduled an event strictly for Roeslein, but we, of course, are going to attend and participate in as many of those activities after the show, because that's sometimes when you really hear about real needs from the customers. And we really like to attend those because you find out information that you may not hear at the show. But we'll be participating.
Sounds good. And don't want to preempt what you think will be the subjects on people's lips, but is there anything that you think will be discussed at the show? I know you mentioned earlier about carbon footprint, etc. I know we've had a period of explosive growth in the past 3 to 5 years, particularly in the beverage can sector. I'm hearing of the market slowing down a little. So do you think it's going to be a show of optimism, or perhaps taking stock and seeing where the industry's at and looking to perhaps innovate as a result of that slowdown in the marketplace? Sorry to put you on the spot, but I felt it was just a nice opportunity to perhaps get your take on things before the show.
I think, of course, I'm not going to speak for every can maker at the show, but I think if you talk to most of them, there's going to be an extreme high level of enthusiasm, because the sustainability, the carbon footprint, the whole reason why our market just exploded for the last 3 or 4 years, those reasons still exist. Plastics and other not so friendly environmental containers are still going to be replaced by cans. Yeah, we may slow down the installation of new plants for a little while, but the need is only going to continue to grow. So our industry is very excited. I think the buzz at the show one of the buzzes will be around, okay, so if there is going to be a little bit of a pause on new construction and new can plants, there's going to be an emphasis put on how do we lower our own carbon footprints in our own manufacturing centers. I think that's going to be one of the subjects.
No, that's good to hear, and I like the sound of that optimism. So fingers crossed. There's others at the show that think the same. So no, thank you very much for that. And yeah, just wanted to move on to what I alluded to earlier: Roeslein's life cycle support. Sounds like this is very important to the Roeslein way, so to speak.
Yeah, and the reason we started life cycle support is to fill the need that our can makers were experiencing, and so everybody in the industry knows that the skill level is still growing. We've had a lot of people retire. We've had a lot of people get those, golden lifetime achievement awards, which is an indicator that there's going to be, and has been for the last years. I think you and I talked about this when we were back in Thailand together. There is a need to replenish that knowledge and that skill. And so the life cycle services allows us to add those technical resources, add those, maybe replacement part resources, the improvement idea resources to the industry. And it's still growing. It has grown quicker than we thought it would. And we were still learning how to continue to meet these needs. But I think it's still a need, and we're going to continue to provide those services to our customers.
Oh, that is interesting, because when I first read about this, I assumed that this was more on the product equipment side of things. It's almost, to coin a phrase, the whole circular economy side of things, where you're wanting a circular approach to how everything is being conducted at Roeslein. But to say this is also in terms of staffing employees as well, that is an interesting approach and something that is very pertinent within the industry. So is that something that Roeslein are continually mindful of, those retiring and replacing that brain drain, so to speak?
We absolutely are, and one of the groups that fall under me is our operational services and support group, and we're trying new things here on how to grow new talent from internships at can manufacturings, where we hire the people and then we go put them into one of our can plants that we have partners with, that we have good relationships with, and give them all the job training. That's almost an old school way of doing training. I mean, that used to be how a lot of us were trained. We were put out there, and instead of going right to the book and the classes, we were put out there, and we got our hands dirty immediately. So we're trying some different things to train up a new group of people to service the can industry. And I think it's as I've stated in the past with other people, this is an industry-wide problem. So this is something I think a lot of us can come together and cooperate and solve this problem together.
Not necessarily industry-wide. This could, you could probably go further than that. This is a manufacturing industry problem, because
True.
Guys have been in industries for a long time, and it's trying to replace that knowledge, because from an outsider looking in, doesn't always seem the sexiest of industries. Young people are into tech and other types of modern forms of communication, but actually, when you strip it down, there's lots of exciting projects and opportunities for this industry, and it's just trying to communicate that to a wider audience. And I know Roeslein is certainly one of the drivers of this. So no, that's good to hear. So I think that's everything covered from my point of view. Looking forward to seeing you at the show, and no doubt the Metal Packager will swing by the Roeslein booth, and look forward to hearing more. So is that just an idle opportunity to plug your booth at the show? I believe it's in Hall 3, booth 3D49. Is that correct?
It is correct. And please come by and see us. If you don't have any questions, just at least come by and let's talk. We love these shows. We love to meet people. So please come on by and just talk to us.
That's great. Thanks, JC.
You're welcome, Alex. Have a great day.
You too.